Hey, hope you're having a great day so far and welcome back. Today is March 11th, Thursday, and on this post, I'll be telling you about the overall crypto markets, which includes Bitcoin dominance and Bitcoin price action very quickly, before diving into Binance Coin, BNB, USD, and see what exactly is going on in here. I'll be telling you about the bullish and bearish case scenarios for today, as well as the short-term price prediction on this market, according to what I'm seeing on the charts. Before I begin today, if you guys are enjoying this content, make sure to subscribe to this channel and like this video as I'll be keeping you updated on the latest crypto setups on my watch list, regardless if it's a good day or a bad day. If you guys do want to support me and don't already have a Webull brokerage account, you guys can use my referral link down below. They're still giving away 2 free stocks as of today upon a successful sign up and a qualifying deposit of $100 US, and I will also receive a referral bonus if you guys sign up under me. Please also read my full disclaimer below. I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. I'm purely sharing my own speculations and opinions on this market. I cannot tell you the future, and you should always do your own due diligence before trading or investing in this market, as it's extremely risky and volatile. If you guys have any questions or comments, please do only leave them in the comment section below, but I'll try my best to get to as many of them as possible. Now, see what exactly is going on in this market first. Most importantly, I do take a look into Bitcoin dominance. It tells me what the money could be trending into. It would be Bitcoin, altcoins, or neither. Today, we do have Bitcoin dominance up over about 0.4% now. This breaks down to Bitcoin price action up over 3%. Total altcoin market cap up over 2%. Now, this is the upside of Bitcoin dominance trending upwards. I will usually see Bitcoin price action leading in gains ahead of total altcoin market cap. On Bitcoin dominance here, I usually do emphasize Bitcoin dominance trending downwards, which is generally speaking better for the altcoin price action on both the upside and downside. Because on the upside of Bitcoin dominance trending downwards, I will usually see total altcoin market cap leading in gains ahead of Bitcoin. On the daily time frame here, which has been the focus for quite some time, because I did say there was a development of an inverse head and shoulders pattern that looks like it could be invalidated with this quite a bit lower shoulder here. So I'm leaning towards to invalidating this pattern. However, just because we're invalidating that bullish pattern on the daily time frame does not mean I could be invalidating this pattern right here on the 3-day time frame, which is still the focus right now. Okay, this is still a double bottom pattern, still bullish with bullish divergence. Okay, so now this is the focus. Let's see which way this would actually go. If Bitcoin dominance actually continues playing out on this pattern, this bullish pattern here, not as ideal for the altcoins. Let's go over to Bitcoin price action here. As I've been saying, there is still a mixture of bullish and bearish signals. Bullish signal include, on the daily time frame here, Bitcoin price action broke out of this falling wedge pattern. Measured target of that breakout was about 59K. Price action got pretty close to it, and we are at it right now. Price action also got back on top of this key resistance, now support now, which is the daily 21 MA, the blue line. Bearish signals include monthly time frame, weekly time frame, RSIs, possible bearish divergence, still there. Okay, if price action actually pulls back here on Bitcoin, it could still have an effect on the overall altcoin markets, just like we have seen starting from February 22nd. Magnitude of that effect would depend on how far up or down Bitcoin dominance is trending. BNB here. Let's take a look from the monthly time frame RSIs down to the daily, which I consider to be macro time frame. Let's take a look and see if we have any overbought readings or possible bearish divergence scenarios. Monthly time frame here, we are at an RSI reading of over 95, so that's very overbought. Weekly time frame here, we're at about 79, so still quite overbought. Last RSI reading to beat was about 98 if the price action here was to make a higher high and to negate bearish divergence. 3-day time frame here, we already have bearish divergence comparing this high with this past high right here. However, it did keep going. Okay, my conservative estimate whenever I do see bearish divergence is that it could pull back to the next closest moving average on this time frame on my chart, which would be the 3-day 21 MA. Okay. However, would it actually come all the way back down to this moving average right here, which is a pretty significant drop? That would depend on the strength of the bulls in this market. If this is still a strong bull market here, it could possibly take off without it. That's scenario number one. Second scenario, if it's not strong enough to actually break out and take off without it, it could still consolidate and wait for this moving average to come up to meet the price action. Third scenario, if this is not a strong bull market at all, it could flop to the next closest moving average. Okay, that would be when I see the drop. Okay. Let's take a look into the daily time frame. Also, do want to mention right now we are still at an RSI reading of by over 81. Okay. Daily, we are at an RSI reading of about 65. The last RSI reading to beat was about 95 if the price action was to make a higher high on the daily time frame to negate bearish divergence. Let's take a look into the pattern that I'm dealing with here, or possibly dealing with here. I see a ascending triangle pattern that is incomplete, an incomplete ascending triangle pattern, not yet validated. Okay, I'm still waiting for that second swing down to this bottom trend line to validate this pattern. So very important to see where this bearish divergence on the 3-day time frame actually takes the price action. Would it invalidate this ascending triangle pattern? Or would it still keep this pattern intact, this estimated pattern intact? If this ascending triangle pattern is validated and completes, I do have a measured target here. As far as I can read it here, it's $413. Let's take a look into let's calculate it from a more exact difference here. I would consider about $315. So lower the resistance line back to just lower over here. $315 would be the resistance. Let me adjust that top trend line real quick later. $315 would be the top. $180 would be the bottom here. So about $130 difference. I'm excluding this outlier wick as well. So $130 difference. Adding it back on top of 315 would be about $445 measured target. Correct me if I'm wrong on the math there. That's the measured target if this ascending triangle pattern completes and validates according to what I have here. Now, measured targets are theoretical approximate targets only, may actually be different in real life price action, more or less. So now let me adjust this top trend line to about 315. Okay. Now let's take a look into the key supports and resistance here. Key resistance, $315. That'd be the first one. About the 345 cents area where we have one wick. And then finally about $370. Okay. So not too much resistance from what I'm seeing, just from past trading history here. Okay. And we don't have any moving averages above the pattern. Let's take a look into the key supports. Key support here. It looks like all the moving averages are actually within this pattern already. So depending on when it actually breaks this bottom trend line, I could be looking at the fib level here about $265. And then finally $215 fib level area. Now let's take a look into the bullish and bearish case scenarios. Bullish case scenario, price action finishes developing this ascending triangle pattern, breaks above this top trend line. I think a safe signal would be if I start seeing 3-day candles closes above this $315. I think that's a safer signal of a breakout of this ascending triangle pattern after it validates and go towards its measured target. Also mind the resistance levels I have just pointed out, as well as the overbought RSI readings. Do not lose track of those as possible bearish signals. Bearish case scenario here, price action breaks its bottom trend line. Depending on the timing, Okay, if it actually breaks it around this area right here, then I could be looking at about $265 fib level area as the next level of key support. If not, I could be looking at about the $215 area as key support if it breaks the bottom trend line, depending on timing. Now, these are my bullish and bearish case scenarios for today. Let me know if you found it helpful. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Let me know agreements, disagreements, feedback. I'd love to hear them. Hope you match your risk carefully. And if you'd like to see any more of my most recently uploaded videos on YouTube, you guys can check out my links up here on YouTube. See you next time.